in business news.
Well, I think Europe is something at a crossroads. The problems are both internal but also external. Never before has Europe faced superpowers threatening the trading system, the multilateral trading system, now with President Trump in the United States, but also the power of China. Certainly in terms of the purchasing power parities, the size of the Chinese economy and the US economies are broadly similar. Now, Europe was born in a post-1945 world of multilateralism and open markets, and Europe faces these external challenges, but also at a time when internally with the Eurozone, we have not completed the rules of the Eurozone's governance. We don't have a common financial market. The European Banking Union is clearly still a matter of much tension. And at the fiscal level, we have governments who have more space to expand to the benefit of the wider economy, but are clearly following a different kind of paradigm, a different sense of discipline. And so we have an incomplete European Union in the economic and financial sense. And combining the internal and the external challenges is perhaps part of a wider international challenge, pushback of populism, of those protesting against globalization, those who feel left behind. So it is quite a salad of different ingredients here which challenge the Eurozone in today's economy. And I think the immediate prospects are perhaps as uncertain as they have been for some time. Clearly with Brexit at the moment, we are in a week-by-week, month-by-month negotiation. Both sides are adopting very strong antagonistic positions. But we also know that the negotiations are in a very tight time frame. Now, officially, we would expect that the negotiations would have to be completed by the end of this calendar year. My own sense is that at a minimum, we will have some outline free trade agreement, and probably both sides will agree to continue the negotiations on wider, bigger issues subsequently. There are clearly distinct threats here. Risks on both sides. There's risks to the access to the City of London as a financial market, the financial markets of Europe. In my own field, in terms of education and research, there are threats to the free flow of students. There's a threat to the collaboration in terms of research networks across Europe as well. I think if I was placing money on the future relationship, I think the domestic politics in the UK have shifted quite a lot towards a sense of what is defined as a true Brexit. Something harder in our terms than previously discussed. So whilst we might not so long ago have been talking about a relationship between the UK and the EU 27, broadly similar to that of Norway, I think we're now looking at something which is probably less than that of the Canadian model in terms of its so-called CETA agreement with the EU 27. But I would repeat the point that both sides, the UK and the EU 27, are adopting tactics, adopting a language which is hard, aggressive to each other. And in the middle of this intense negotiation, it's very difficult to see what will immediately follow. And I hope on both sides there's a recognition of the risks to Brexit. There are no economic winners within Europe geographically from Brexit. Those who support Brexit feel that the UK may benefit economically from a wider international trading arrangement, but certainly within Europe it's very difficult to see. Any notion in economics of gravity theory suggests that the UK's trading relationship with the rest of Europe will remain very important, and to suggest that somehow we can ignore the proximity of the EU 27 in terms of our trading relationship and substitute that with equally important trading relations with the rest of the world, with Asia, Australasia, etc. That is at least for the very long term. So I think on both sides there must be a recognition that there are severe negative risks, and I would hope that would give us some cause of optimism. But I repeat that if I was placing money on the outcome at the moment, I would feel that come January 2021, the UK and the EU will have signed quite a minimalistic bilateral trade agreement, but there will be some kind of declaration to carry on talking. And I guess it's the hope of carrying on talking that we might have something rather more positive in the medium to long term.